What's up, folks? The sun is up, but it's so much cloud cover over there, that it's not letting any rays of sun come through. I kind of like it. It's kind of neat. Over here, there's no clouds. Well, there's just sporadic cirrus nimbus and stuff. Anyways, I gotta get straight to the topic because I've been running out of time. I can post over 15-minute long posts, but my phone won't upload them. And I upload it straight from my phone to YouTube, and so that's my limit. That's my limit, my time limit. Let's continue where I left off yesterday. It was about exercise. And if you want to do keto and you're not overweight and you want to exercise, then maybe is that a problem? Is that a problem? Can it be fixed? Is there a solution? I haven't learned too much about this, but the key word is fat adapted, right? You want to become fat adapted so that while you're doing your ultra marathon or whatever, your body is using fat as energy, not sugar. This is possible. It can happen. You don't have to be a pro athlete for this to happen, but it takes time. Your body has to adapt to the fact that it doesn't have any glycogen stored. And it will. But it just takes time. So one of the only training methods I've heard was from a book that I read called it's Christopher McDougall, Natural Born Heroes. In it, he talked to a guy who said the way to train is to keep your pulse at a certain rate. So I think the equation was 180 minus your age, and if you're training, make sure your pulse does not pass that past that number. So for me, 180 minus my age would be 138, and if I'm training, I can't let my pulse get over 138. And you're like, well, how am I going to get better if I can't get well, it's just going to take longer. Eventually your body will adjust, you'll get in better shape, and you'll be able to run faster and keep your pulse rate under that level. It'll take a long time. So if you have a race, if you're a professional of some sort or a military, and for me, it was a burden because I had a military annual fitness exam that I needed to take, and I need to run a mile and a half. In case you're wondering, a mile and a half is a sprint. It is not a long, slow. You got to run it for time as fast as you can. And if you have something like that coming up, and it's pretty soon, you're not going to you will not be fat adapted. So don't do it. A lot of people have conflicts with contact sports like jiu-jitsu or wrestling because those are high glycogen demanding. Fucking donut shop just opened up over here. See how hard life is? Those are glycogen demanding sports, and if you want to practice and get better at that, you can't really do a low carb thing. Or if you did, you wouldn't be able really to participate as much as you would want. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's why my specialty is weight loss and coaching people with weight loss, because that I know about, because that I've gone through myself. I weighed up to 300 pounds, over 300 pounds before. I mean, from a different angle, I think this looks worse because the camera's below. Anyways, that should cover exercise. Yesterday's meal. Yesterday's meal: broth in the morning, nuts in the afternoon, and beef and broccoli. Grass-fed beef, whole thing of broccoli. Because I don't have a kitchen, I buy my stuff already chopped up. It's a little costs a little bit more, but it saves me a lot of time. And if you follow me at all, you know that there's two currencies. There's money and there's time. So spend whichever one you want. You're either going to spend more of one than the other. So for me, buying that bag of already chopped up broccoli, I dumped it in the skillet with the beef. I got some new tallow. I was at Whole Foods and I was just going to buy some grass-fed beef, and I saw some beef tallow from Epic. Epic started making these bars, these ridiculous overpriced bars, which anything that is a bar is not paleo, is not primitive. I hate any kind of, I don't know, but Epic is kind of making to me, my opinion, making it up for having paleo bars. They're making up for it by having lard, tallow, and fat for sale. So I bought a jar of beef tallow, grass-fed beef tallow from Whole Foods by Epic. And it was on sale. I think it was only $7.99. That's not cheap, but I have to tell you that the grass-fed butter, I feel like I'll probably get, I should have checked labels, but I bet you it's worth 2 things of grass-fed butter and maybe 3 things of grass-fed butter. So in that case, it's a little bit cheaper, plus you're completely getting fat. There's no little bit of dairy in it. I don't know. I put like 2 tablespoons in the skillet, and then I did put some butter in there, and then the broccoli and the beef, and I'd post a picture, but it's kind of a pain in the ass because you gotta splice the video and then put the picture in there. But trust me, it was delicious. And it's nothing fancy. It tastes good. It's beef and broccoli, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and lots of fat. And the fat seems to disappear. Like the broccoli kind of absorbs the fat. So each piece of broccoli was so good because it had all that fat in it. Oh, no, it's not. So yeah, tallow. So what's the difference? Why buy beef tallow? Why not buy lard from the store? Manteca, if you're Mexican, right? Why not buy lard? Why not bacon fat? Bacon fat is awesome. I love it. I used to have a thing of bacon fat on the skillet on the stove, and would use it to fry chicken wings. Let me tell you, if you want to know, if you're wondering if anything tastes good or better than chicken wings deep fried in bacon fat, the answer is no. All right? No. It's delicious, but why don't I fry a bunch of bacon and save the bacon grease, right? Why don't I do that? The reason is because it's bad fat. I've heard a lot of things about good fat and bad fat, but they're wrong. There is a difference between good fat and bad fat, but it's not what you've been hearing all these years about mono and poly and such, blah blah blah. Fat from vegetables are good, fat from animals are bad, blah, blah. All that shit is ridiculous and wrong. Fat that is good is high in omega-3. Fat that is bad is high in omega-6. That's it. That's the good. That's the that's the difference between good and bad fats. If something is high in omega-6, it can cause inflammation, and if we're trying to reduce inflammation, like I am, chronic inflammation is the cause of 7 of the 10 causes of death in the United States. Chronic inflammation leads to 7 of the 10 causes of death in the United States. Sometimes I like to make statistics up, but that one I did not make up. I found it out. I researched when I wrote one of my books. It was 2011. That data I got was from 2011. So, I mean, maybe it's changed now, but I doubt it. So I want to reduce inflammation. That's why I'm going ketogenic. I'm doing ketogenic and paleo, or primitive eating as I call it. So mine's like super keto. Like, I'm not fucking around with cheese. I'm not eating crappy meats with all kinds of bullshit in them. I'm not going to McDonald's and just eating the meats off the Big Macs. I knew somebody who did that. Just don't eat the bun. No. I'm doing this to get fucking super healthy, man. To feel better. So I've talked about omega-6, omega-3 before in another video. I'm not going to talk about it again. But if you're concerned about inflammation, you should be concerned about where your meat and fat comes from. All right? One more thing about yesterday's supper. Let me list the ingredients for you. The ingredients: broccoli, grass-fed beef, grass-fed tallow, grass-fed butter, salt, pepper, and garlic. That's it. That is everything that I ate last night for dinner. We'll talk about ingredients later. One thing I want, I don't know. I can't say anything. I don't know for sure. But I've been sleeping better since the day I started this. Now, I've gone keto before. I feel like I was doing fairly well before this. I don't know. Before I started making videos, I felt I did pretty good, like on a Monday through Friday basis. But maybe I wasn't doing enough. Like, I would wake up and go to a coffee shop and drink coffee, and then later eat some nuts. Well, now I'm waking up and drinking bone broth, and then going to coffee, and then so. I don't know, but for me to go to bed and not wake up until it's morning is fucking fantastic, and I love it. And I don't know if I have Keto to thank for that or not. But hey, it's a great night, and I gotta go. It's almost 15 minutes.